Monday. We are on week 9. I'm talking about database and SQL. Talked about normalization. We worked on a practice set, and we looked at the project. A little background here, we're going to do a tech den this Friday, 9 to 12 in the classroom. And the job and career fair is April 4th. And that, I believe, is 11 to 2 that day. So the first thing we talked about here is we spent a fair amount of time talking about Canvas. We talked about the fact that it's open source. Actually, we're going to do some things from Canvas at the Tech Den, the first Tech Den. We're going to look at reporting from attendance. Alright, about normalization. When we delete, insert records, or change records, we don't want unusual things to happen to our database. Normalization helps us do that. And in this course we talk about first, second, and third normal forms. There are more than that. And the idea is to design databases so when you do these things you don't end up with inaccurate data. We talked a little bit about keys. Talked about the primary key. And when the primary key should be a determinant, and it determines all the attributes relate back to that key. We've been talking about this ever since we started creating tables. You know, when we have a table or an entity, the attributes should define that entity, which then would be related back to the primary key. You can have a composite key where you would have multiple things make up the primary key. We don't typically do that, but you can in databases. Functional dependencies. How one thing depends on another. We use an example where if you said that if you want to find the cost of some milk, that would be equal to, let's just say, gallons of milk times, I don't know, $3. The cost is dependent upon the gallons. If you have 4 gallons, the cost will be $12. If you have 3 gallons, the cost will be $9. The cost is dependent upon the gallons. So gallons determines cost. That might seem kind of simple now, but it'll make more sense later on. Okay. We talked, one other thing I'm going to mention here from the notes, and then we'll talk here a little bit about the internet. Some key things here when we talk about relations. No duplicate tuples. Remember, tuples are records. Tuples are unordered. It doesn't make a difference what order the records are. Attributes are unordered. The attributes for each record can be in any order. Attribute values are atomic. Okay, we should just have one value for the attributes that make up our records. And we talked a little bit about an example here where if we had the state here, we had information up here that say this entity is US, and this entity here are students, abbreviate that, US. So we have the state here represented here, IA, so in here it'd have to be IA. We're talking about a foreign key related to a parent table here. Last thing on this page, the internet. We talked about how Canvas is actually out here. We talked a little bit about Dropbox accessing things from home, and here at NIAC. And that is it for today. Alright, had one more thing that wasn't quite it for today. We have a normalization assignment. There's actually 2 exercises here, and you want to normalize these tables. This gets to be pretty obvious. Here we have a unit, we have a student, we have a tutor, then we have these rooms. We have the tutor email. Okay? This is already in first normal form, but it's not in second normal form. We have all this information here where we list it, and if you want to change or add a record, it would be crazy. So this table can be broken out into multiple tables, and that's what you do for the assignment. You try to simplify this. And there are 2 of those. Alright, that is it for sure this time.